Good evening. I'm Father Russ Carmichael, and this is Street Talk. And tonight, I'm hoping we'll have a good time here. I'm surrounded by ladies, which is a usual thing for Father to be surrounded by wonderful ladies. Before I start and tell you, right beside me is, as you can see, is Liz Garcia Gonzalez, Executive Director of Centro. Before I get started and introduce the rest, I want to say, Murray, we want to say hello to you. Kathleen and Frank forgot to mention you on the show. It was just done, and they know you're watching, and we know you're watching, so we hope everything's all right, and bless you, and get well soon. Now I'll get right to my show. Beside me is my hostess is Tambria Moore, and we have two people from the Sexual Assault Crisis Center of Eastern Connecticut. Maria Buzzanay, okay, is the program manager, and Amy Talento is crisis counselor and advocate. And the reason I got you here is we're going to learn about sexual assaults is because of Liz. Liz went to, I'm on the board of El Centro, and we got to talking a couple of weeks ago, and she was on her way to Texas and to a conference that you ladies all went to. And I'm going to go to you, Maria, because you're the expert, and I'd like you to tell us a little bit about your organization,
Sure.
how you got involved.
Right. We're the local Rape Crisis Center. We're the Sexual Assault Crisis Center of Eastern Connecticut. We are responsible for covering all of Eastern Connecticut, Windham County, and New London County. Our office is on Howard Street. We provide many services, but one of the most important things that we do is that we operate a 24-hour hotline, both in English and Spanish, that victims and survivors can access if they just experience an assault, or if they experienced something a long time ago, but they're concerned about it and they're having a hard time. They can call 24 hours a day. And the hotline is answered by certified rape crisis counselors. We also provide crisis counseling interventions, so people can come to our office and receive services for things that may have happened a long time ago or recently, but they're still struggling with those issues, and we can help them with that. We provide advocacy, so we can assist clients if they want to report the crime to the police, or if the assault just happened and they're wondering what the next steps should be or what they should do. We can advise them of what their options are so they can make a choice, an informed choice. Part of it may be going to the hospital to have evidence collection, and we can accompany them to do that. If their case goes through the court system, we can also help them navigate that system as well. We offer support groups for survivors, and that's one of the things that we will be working with El Centro. We're very excited about that. And we do community education presentations in schools, groups, churches, talk about prevention of sexual assault and sexual violence.
Okay, and Amy, obviously you're one of the workers over there, and you do counseling?
We do counseling and advocacy for anyone that accesses our agency, and it's free of charge, and we provide, I think, an invaluable service to the community, because a lot of people find that they might not have the means to access traditional counseling, and we primarily provide the crisis intervention, and also from a psychoeducational model, so it's really valuable. I initially started seeing adults when I first started with the agency, and now I primarily see children.
One of the reasons that I really wanted to do the show is this is an issue that, you know, unless you're directly involved in it, the community doesn't hear about it.
Yes.
You know, I sometimes Father is gets a little funny on the show or something like that, but because we deal with some serious issues. I mean, they're all very serious issues. And this is an area of we're trying to look at women's issues over the next few sessions we have here, and what happens is abuse to women, which you do not hear about unless you're involved. The other thing is, as we have Liz here with us, is in the Hispanic community, you don't hear much about it either, and it's not addressed as it should be.
Yeah, also in the Muslim community.
Right.
Now you're going to get me in real trouble, right? But right. That's right. Also in the Muslim community. In fact, communities where men are dominant, it is in the Italian community. I hate to say that years ago it wasn't dealt with. It was kept quiet. It was secrets.
Right.
So.
Some of the women are afraid to speak up, and I know in the Latino culture, we try to take care of this, whatever the problem exists, in the home. We try not to. We try to take care of our children, whatever the problems are, and if there's abuse, we try to keep that hush hush. We don't just go to someone, and I think a lot of people don't know where to go.
Right.
And this is something that we can let people know where to call, where we can refer them to, and these two women here are able to help out in many areas in that. With the women and
Sexual
children.
assault is something that people are uncomfortable with, so they don't want to talk about it, and they really don't want to hear about it. So it's because of that it continues, because people are uncomfortable. So part of our job is to bring about awareness, to talk about these issues, to be able to talk to children and teach them about what's appropriate and what's inappropriate, and when they can speak up, and that the community is going to be there to support them if something happens.
It's a hard issue to discuss.
Right.
It's an uncomfortable issue. Nobody knows how to address it, and the different cultures address it from different directions.
Right.
I mean that is just a fact of what goes on. The 24-hour hotline. Do you get that through is it the 211 or how do they get that?
211 can refer people if they don't have something to write with or don't remember. But we have a local hotline,
You have a local hotline.
For New London, and that's 860-437-7766. We have the Spanish hotline.
On the screen.
Right, that's on the screen, that 888-568-8332. That's also answered 24 hours a day. So, but yeah, if they can call 211, and they would refer them to our agency as well.
As well. Okay. That's.
Now, do people show up at your offices there here in New London and in Willimantic?
Occasionally we have walk-in
Walk-in.
clients who, they just decided that's what they need to do, and so we see them right away and set them up with an advocate counselor that can help them and build that relationship and rapport so they can continue on their healing.
How long has the office been open in Howard Street?
On Howard Street, it's been open about a year. However, previously we were on State Street.
Okay.
So we were there for a while. And before that, it was on Broad Street. It was part of another sister agency. But we've been on Howard Street about a year, because I remember we moved and it was cold. So.
The Texas trip. Okay. What happened in Texas? I mean, this is, I know everything in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, but this was Texas. Okay. There was a fairly large convention.
Yeah, it was a conference, and actually, the reason we're